Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to another episode of Oxman Garage. My name is Philip. If you haven't visited the channel yet, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, so on today's video is going to be a short recap of doing the R6 taillight install. I'm going to take all the video pretty much together, edit it together, and smash it into one. So if it's not perfect, I'm sorry, this wasn't my intention, but a lot of you guys have asked for just one video of everything together, so I'm going to do my best. I'm putting the Ruckus back together today, so when you see this, it works, it's running, obviously the taillights are working. What I have done, and I'll show you, is that this is the bracket right there on the seat, and then the taillights right there. I did install that last remaining screw that a lot of people leave out for the simple fact that there is meat there to grab right there, and also trying to give as much weight off of these two plastic tabs that do tend to break off all the time. So I would recommend, there is people who make the reinforcing brackets, which I might do, we'll see. But we have the bracket here. I have ran the wiring through here, which is supposed to be for where you hook up the lock. But I have ran it through there, and I've worked down here, and I've used it with my, go in focus, my carbon fiber cover, and I have routed it below here, and I have spliced it into the original wiring harness for the taillights. So that's how I've done it. So that means from here to here is all aftermarket, then it splices right into the factory harness, so there's no thing doing from back and forth. And then what I'll do is hook it back up together. This piece right here acts as the resistor for my taillights, so there shouldn't be any more messing around with anything else. These honestly should hook up normally. The only thing that's going to be is, did I get the taillights left and right correct? We'll see there. And yeah, pretty much that's all it is. So let me splice in the video for showing you this, and then splice in the video for this, and then we'll jump to testing out, making sure everything's good to go. We got the seat off the Ruckus, so let's now mount that R6 taillight onto here. But first, let me show you where the bracket bolts up to, or supposed to bolt up to, or will bolt up to. Alright, so we got the bottom of the seat, front, back, and this bracket. We got this little cutout. So what happens is you see here, there's nothing here, and this is the back. So this bracket bolts onto right here, goes around this piece, and the taillight bolts onto right here. So I'm going to go and get these 3 pilot holes drilled out and get this mounted to show you guys what it looks like. And it looks like you can see it. I've put a dimple there, I've put a dimple right there, and I've put a dimple right there. So what I'm going to do is get the drill out and put tiny little pilot holes for the screws to lock into. So these are not self-tappers that came with it, but they are pretty coarse. So I'll put a small hole in the middle and then put these in my hand so I don't strip out the plastic, because that would be quite unfortunate. Alright, so we have all the pilot holes created. So the screws will just screw. I don't want to start this and have it go and eat, but it'll screw right into that hole perfectly. So let's get the taillight onto the bracket and get the taillight on the seat. Alright, got it out of its plastic wrapping. It was way too hard to try to do that on camera. But, so right, these plastic pieces right here, the mounting brackets that I'm going to use obviously to mount it, apparently there's been some issues with these eventually breaking off, becoming brittle. So there's a company that makes metal bracket pieces that try to reinforce it to make it a little stronger, and I might buy those, or I might just reinforce it myself. I mean, a little piece of metal shouldn't be that hard to make, and just probably JB weld it, make it a little stronger so I don't have that issue down the road. But yeah, lo and behold, there she is. Let me get that onto that bracket, and let's get it on the seat. Alright guys, so we got the tail lamp assembly onto the bracket, and you know, it's always really important to test fit things before you start drilling holes in it. So if I were to mount this assembly right here, it actually pushes out and doesn't give it that clean look. But if I slide this all the way back just a little bit, it gives it that nice clean look. So I'm going to be re-drilling 3 more holes to mount this bad boy up. I'm also going to see if I can find, drill a small hole there and find a screw to hold this up here. So This is hard plastic, just like the rest of it. And if I can find that, what I can do is give this a little bit more rigidity, so I'm not relying just on these two mounting points, which tend to break sometimes, and it'll give it a little bit less stress. And it's also up top, so it's kind of going to help gravity a little bit. Also, what I'm going to be doing is I've already fed it through this little hole, and I'm going to feed it through this one as well. What these were for, or are for, is the Honda lock. So you can buy from the dealership a lock assembly that actually just fits on the bottom of here. I haven't bought it. I'm not going to buy it. So I'm going to use this to give it a nice clean look. And then this is the side of the seat that bolts to the seat frame. So what I'm going to try to do is find a way to route this wiring down to the lower frame to give it a nice clean look to get this bad boy power. So let me get this the rest of the way up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And we got that taillight assembly installed, and I even found a little screw that were even shorter than these and had the same coarse thread to put down into there. So now that's even more supported than, well, it's actually supported exactly how it's originally designed, and it's supported better than anybody sends it out. And there's the finished product. Got the taillights mounted. They look phenomenal. Really glad I did that. So we got to figure out how to get these wires around the carbon fiber or through the carbon fiber down to the original assembly. And I might see if I can just turn them back like that, so it would be even better if you can't see it that way. We'll figure it out. So right now I need to get this carbon fiber back off, and then we're going to try to wire up the R6 taillights. Now, the connector I got with mine doesn't really work with this bike at all, and I'm going to like further look into that. But when I look at all the connectors back here, which you can't see off the camera, and I'll be able to show them a little bit more with this cover off, but these two connect into a relay so that they don't go all crazy when you use it. You know, the blinkers. So this is the blinkers, and then this is the running light. But the issue, and also the brake light. But the issue I'm having right now is that these are okay, these connect okay, but this has a connector that doesn't really work for this bike. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is use the old wiring off of the light for it to work, but on top of which it's not really gonna completely work, because when I was disassembling this a while ago, one of these connectors fell off, so I'm probably got to hardwire that in. So let's get this all apart and get it all wired up. So here's the wiring for the tail lights. So yeah, that's definitely not going to completely work, but let's get this all wired up to where it needs to get. So what I'm going to end up doing is going to splice the wires off of this to correspond everything to this, and then hook it up onto the bike itself. So let me get to that point, and let's get this all back together. Alright, so we got one pigtail done. So this one is orange and green, and the other one is blue and green. Now the funny thing is, reading up all the pictures and everything, so blue and yellow and orange and blue. They couldn't just put orange and yellow or orange and orange. But so I have the blue hooked up to the yellow part of the relay, and then I'll be doing this. So I have secured also the relay right here on this bottom piece. Hopefully it stays there okay, we'll find out. But then I will get the rest of this wiring hooked up, splice the brake light and obviously everything together, and then we will put it all back together and see how it looks. So for my R6 taillight that I got, I'm hooking the red wire up to the black with the brown. You hook up the black to the green with the black strip, which is the ground wire, and then there's a white wire. Some of these are yellow, but on mine it's white, and that hooks up to the green with the yellow line right there. So that's all hooked up. So what I'm gonna all do is hook the rest of the way up and clean this up and get that carbon fiber panel back on, double check everything, make sure it's all nicely tucked away and hidden, and then we'll be good to go and we'll be done for the day. Alright, so you can obviously you can hear the Ruckus running, so I got it done. It's all put back together. We are good to go. So for the tail light, everything that I did as far as like wiring up the way I showed you, and everything, like the wires were all good to go, all perfect. So what we're gonna hit here is going to be the right, and we got the right going. And then we're gonna hit the left. And we got the left going. And then brakes. So I hope you guys have found this video informational. I've done the best I can to put it all together, edit the best way I can for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. And also, if you did find this informational and you did like the video, go smash that like button for me, like squad. Alright, just like that, this vlog's over. Or informational, however you want to say it.